Well, good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Happy Monday. I hope it's short and painless. What a great weekend I had, guys. I can't wait to tell you all about it. Thank you for being here. You could have been anywhere, but you're here. And I'll make it worth your while. Let me ask you this. So is investing in silver today a good idea? Colin Plume from our friends at Noble Gold thinks so. On the national desk, he explained there had been a huge sell-off of silver because of its low price right now. Silver is the most useful industrial metal out there, and demand is soaring for electronics and electronic cars, solar panel circuits, and as the green agenda speeds up. As industries pick up after the pandemic supply chain issues, the trend down should reverse quickly and silver will skyrocket. Don't miss this. Give the team at Noble Gold a call and join thousands of others who've taken advantage of this blip in the market. They'll guide you through this process and make it easy for you. And this month, you'll get a stunning free 3-ounce silver American Virtue coin with a qualified IRA of $20,000 or higher. You can't go wrong with Noble Gold, the safest place to put your money right now. Call the team, 877-646-5347, or for more information, go to noblegoldinvestments.com. That is noblegoldinvestments.com. Oh, thank you, Let's Go Brandon. Let's Go Brandon says, I love his ads, LOL. And you know what? Isn't today the 1-year anniversary of the Let's Go Brandon chant? Actually, that's not even what it was. So if you don't know, if you don't remember, let's take a trip down memory lane real quick. This guy was at some kind of NASCAR race. He won. He was being interviewed. And the crowd behind him was chanting, "Fuck Joe Biden," which we all feel like chanting from time to time, don't we? So being a good newscaster, a good reporter, she spins it and she says, "Oh, and the crowd cheering you on, saying, 'Let's go Brandon.'" So then that's where that took off. T-shirts and hats and stickers and all kinds of shit. Everything is "Let's go Brandon." But it kind of took a life of its own. And then the guy who wasn't a guy, he got famous or something with Let's Go Brandon. I can't remember right now. A lot of shit going on up here. And he got famous for it. So then there was a TV show or something, or a Zoom or some shit that Biden, both the Bidens, the real life version of the painting of the farmer and his wife, they're on some kind of show, and this guy calls in, and he says something about "Let's go Brandon." And then Biden goes, "Yeah, I agree. Let's go Brandon." That's you, stupid. That's the nice way of saying "fuck you." And you're like, "Yeah, I agree. Fuck me." Oh, poor thing. That poor son bitch. You know what, man? You're a poor son bitch. That's what I tell Biden if I met him. It's the first thing I say to him. You know what, man? You's a poor son of a bitch. That's what I say. What would you say? If you got 30 seconds with Biden, or enough time for you to say one sentence, what would you say to him? I'll give you a second to put your thoughts. In the comment section, one sentence. That's all you get. Not two, not three, just one. If you had a second with him, he's like, "Hey, what do you want to tell me?" One sentence. What would you tell our grandpa in chief? Let's see. Roy Lee Painter, thank you, sir. Hi there. My name is Fernando and a friend of Steve. I don't think Fernando has any friends right now. Let's be honest. That poor guy. Fernando. Isn't there a song called "Fernando, You Came and You Did Something"? Fernando. Damn, man. He said, we're in the neighborhood and we're talking to all the niggers. To a black homeowner. That's the best. If that was a dessert, it would be too sweet to eat. You take one bite and be like, "Ooh, that's too rich. Get that out of here." You slide that away. It's too rich. Hunter Biden's laptop. Jay would please sacrifice your eyes for us and see. Oh, yeah. Oh. See, this might be too much to ask. to see or / review bros. Thanks in advance. Well, you know what? I was actually going to talk about that steaming pile of dog shit today, but I had no plans of seeing it. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I could. That shit grosses me out, man. I just don't want to see it. That's like however long it is, an hour and a half of watching someone get their fingernails pulled off. An hour and a half of fingers on a chalkboard. Imagine Nancy Pelosi making a video where she's shaking her titties like this and it's an hour and a half long. How long could you survive? It's an hour and a half long video of Nancy Pelosi going like this, shaking them big old liver spotted titties of hers, and she's Maxine Waters just motorboat. How long could you last? I don't know, man. Shit, to watch it? Ugh. Lord, I don't know. Say what you will, people. This kind of shit grosses me out. Sorry. Right? I mean, no, thank you. No, thank you. That would be too much for me to deal with. Spunbearing 65. Thank you for the Hamilton. I would say, here's your sign, Biden. And remember, guys, all the things that you would say to him, and I'm getting to the answers to that question right now. What would be the sentence that you would say to Biden if you had only long enough to say that one sentence? But just remember, all these things you're telling him, he's probably not going to understand. What? And he certainly won't remember. But still, let him have it. Let him have it. Let's see. JJ Finnegan says, I kick him in the balls. You can't do that. That's not a sentence, JJ. I know. I get it. But you can't kick him in his balls. Mads would say, let's go, Brandon. I agree. Let's go, Brandon. Christian Yehoser, what's up? Flame Rock would say, get out. Get out. Get out of here. Come on. It's a bomb in there. I would ask him about Nord Stream 1 and 2. Good question, A. Good question. And A said I'm not like making fun of Canadians. Good question, A. No, A says I would ask him about Nord Stream 1 and 2. Good question. Matthew Mittens would say, what age is good for sniffing hair? That would definitely take longer than if he said, well, it depends. Like, are you talking what ages between like 5 and 8? He's a real connoisseur. He can really break it down for you. It just depends on what you're looking for. Cuss would say, run, bitch. Oscar Gonzalez would say, go to the hospice home, Joe. Yo, son, bitch. Theeney would say, let's go, Brandon, for sure. It's all that comes to mind. Yeah. T3283 would ask, where are you? Like he could answer that. You think he could answer where he is? No. Fred Willis, I beat the shit out of him. Again, you and JJ Finnegan, these are only words, guys. I know, I get it, but you can only say words. Put the genie back in the bottle, I wish we could. Says, you have cabbage for brains, Joe. I love cabbage. St. Patty's Day. He wouldn't get it. He wouldn't get it. Frou Featherstone would say, talk to your priest, pervert. Sheets? I don't talk to my sheets. What do you think, I am crazy? They are a good thread count, though. Randy would say, resign. Tammy A would say, where's Hunter? He would know the answer to that, but he keeps an eye on that little fucker. Create Love would say, that's irony. Create Love says, F you and your pedo sniffing ass. I love it. Salty Dog 339 would say, rotten hell, pedo Joe. Chai Vibes would say, you are a scourge upon the earth. Greg McNeely would say, where's Jackie? I was wondering the same thing. I kept checking in the front row, but the light's down so I could see. Where's Jackie? I probably couldn't make it. Salty Classic Views would say, how long have you been married to your husband, Jill? None the Miser, hey, chicken legs. Mark E. Mark would say, Fernando. He wouldn't get it. Simon Says would tell him, go to hell. Very good question, Justin Weeks. What does Rididindin Defit mean? Oh, that is so great, man. So basically, kind things. You guys would all say very kind and loving things to that old pudding-eating son of a bitch. Oh, man. Hold on 1 second. Nico Giorgio. He says, I would tell him that he would make an excellent solar panel salesman. Yeah, maybe he could hook up with Fernando. They can make something happen because they're both obviously racist. I'm kidding. Not Fernando. Sloppy Joe? No, I totally mean that. But Fernando, he's not racist. Fernando just fucked up. That's all. We've all fucked up before. Maybe not that bad. Maybe worse than what Fernando did. But he just messed up. Freudian slip. John Snow, thank you. He says, I think I'm hoes before bros on this one. LOL. You rock, Mr. Green. I'm going to have to agree with you, John Snow. Definitely hoes before bros. I'm sorry. Because bros have, damn it, what is it? Straight guys. It's the number one reason that you don't mess with dudes. All dudes have it. It's in the front. Oh, yeah, dick. No thanks. C4 Duke says you didn't get my cherry pop at Jericho Green. I didn't see it, man. I went all the way to the top. Blame the YouTube overlords. Lords. But I did put my Cash App there, guys. So if YouTube is giving you shit, you can always do that. You can always do it that way. Oh, damn. Brian King B. Falcon says, what's up, American family? Watching live from the bed. Flu. Damn, man. I hope you feel better. Hope you got a bucket near the bed if it's that kind of day. Or maybe you're watching from the toilet. Maybe it's that kind of flu. I get it. You ever had the one so bad where you got to get in the bathtub because it's coming out of both ends, top and bottom? Yeah, been there. Oh, hold on. Pull my earphones out. Stay strong, Brian King B. Falcon. Stay strong. Stay hydrated, too. Pedialyte, Gatorade, whatever you got to do, man. Stay hydrated. Pickman, thank you. He was probably looking for Jackie Gleason. Well, unfortunately, they're both probably in the same place. No longer here. That jackass. But he even says she probably couldn't make it. Come on, man. Come on. Like, that takes away that whole thing where they're like, well, no, he was, remember, Chocolate Patty said she was top of mind. No, that's all taken away when he said she probably couldn't make it. If he just said, where's Jackie? Maybe she could have been top of mind. Whatever mind is in there. We all know here on this channel that inside of his head is a dead mouse. So what mind she was on top of, I don't know. But that's all canceled out. All your excuses are canceled. See, you guys like to cancel stuff. They're all canceled as soon as he said, oh, I guess she couldn't make it. What's going on here, people? Spunbrain65, again, thank you. Beware Fernando. There have been solar panel frauds everywhere. No, I think Fernando's the real deal. Fernando is 100% real. He might be the most authentic person we have in our country because Fernando kept it way too real. Fernando said, I'm trying something different. I'm sick of pussyfooting around with these customers. Yes, sir. No, sir. Don't mean to bother you. He said, I'm going unorthodox. I'm going to go up to this black dude's house and I'm going to say we're in the neighborhood talking to all the niggas. Fernando was just going against the grain. Fernando is a damn trendsetter. Fernando said, hey, what's up, man? Can we play that again? Let's do that, guys, because Fernando, man, I mean, shit, what's Fernando doing right now? Where is Fernando? Fernando, where you at, man? Fucker. You think Fernando still has his blinds drawn? Do you think he's come out of his room yet to eat or anything? If you guys don't know what this is the funniest moment / most awkward moment ever caught on tape. See right there, salesman accidentally calls black neighbor the N-word. Yes. Yes, Fernando. That dog's trying to warn him.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, sorry to bother you. I'm Fernando. I work at Peak Energy. We're a few doors down. We're in 1845.
Okay.
So we do solar around here. We're just coming around talking to neighbors. Sorry, dude. Neighbors. I apologize, man. No, man, that wasn't even.
How was that, huh? How was that? How was that to kick off your Monday, huh? How was Fernando? Oh, Fernando. We're just here trying to sell some solar panels. Oh. Fernando says, I'm going to call this guy this, make the sale, and go back and revolutionize the solar panel sales game. That's what he's going to do. That's what he thought. Didn't quite work out, but shout out to you, Fernando. If you ever need a place to come and talk and tell your side of the story, tell your truth, let me know. Roy Lee Painter, thank you. Fernando does pedicures and manicures for Steve's mom. Much harder job. That's right, Eric Winslow. He said he pulled the wrong N out. He meant to say neighbor. I mean, I can get it because neighbor, they both start with an N and end with an R. Can we agree about that? We can agree on that. Fernando. Fro Featherstone, thank you. The H is silent but powerful. It is. It makes all the difference, doesn't it? Fernando. Okay, guys. Let's go. Let's go, guys. Let's get into it. Good gun. Happy Monday. Damn it. Hope there's a smile on your face. Hope Fernando was able to do that for you. Oregon mother fatally shoots intruder found in her child's bedroom. Well, that's not where you're supposed to be, intruder. An Oregon mom fatally shot an alleged male intruder she discovered in the bedroom of one of her children after the family returned home over the weekend. The 33-year-old mom, armed with a handgun, shot and killed the stranger in her home in Southwest Portland. Her children, ages 5 and 10, were with her at the time. Police did not identify the mother or the slain man, 59 years old. The mother cooperated with the investigation and was not arrested. The local medical examiner will conduct an autopsy. The Multnomah County District Attorney's Office will review whether a case should be brought against the mother, police said. I don't understand. Why would there need to be a case brought? Does she know that 59-year-old man? Was he in her kid's bedroom? Case closed. Police were called to the residence before 2 a.m. local time on Sunday after receiving a report that a homeowner had shot a man inside her home. Police said they found the intruder inside the home, shot dead. Well, Mr. 59-year-old intruder, what the fuck did you think was going to happen, bruh? What would any of you guys do if you hear something, you grab your gun, you walk down your hallway and find a man standing in your child's bedroom? What would you do? Would you turn the light on and say, hey, man, hey, relax, buddy, let me put it down. I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable. What's going on? You lost? Why are you in here? Huh? Let's talk about it. What's up? No. Bang, bang, 911. Or bang, 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 bang. However many bangs you want, go ahead and get them. And then call the police. Come pick up this body. What investigation? Why do we need an autopsy report? You know where the hole is? Look where all the blood's coming from. Autopsy report done. I know the formalities and things you have to do, but that shit, it's never made sense to me. The guy obviously got shot to death. Why are you wasting our time and resources and money paying this medical examiner to do this shit? Hard Place says, Joe, is that you? No. They said the guy was 59, not 159. See Hard Place? Joe Biden, actually, if you ask him, he said he's 720 at least, because he said he was in the Senate for 720 years. I didn't make that up. I don't have to. Who has to make up shit, crazy shit that sloppy Joe says? Who? Nobody, because he'll say it for you. He'll say crazier shit that you can come up with. Get a room full of these weird-ass Hollywood writers. Tell them, come up with the creepiest shit you could come up with, and Biden will say, hold my room temperature butterscotch pudding. I got it. But I don't understand. What autopsy report? What charges? That lady should be given a medal and name the street she lives on after her. Be done with it. That was good gun, people. Don't forget, my Green Gear Dad Cab, where you will find so many wonderful things, i.e., this little number here, one of my favorites. This is one of my favorite shirts that I designed, right? I don't give a damn where you live. I don't give a damn what side of the aisle you're on. We can all agree with that. I wore this out in public somewhere, and some old lady was like, what is that? What does that mean, Shani? She had a cane. I was like, oh, it means hug the government. So I didn't want to talk like that. Oh, no. I didn't want to cuss in front of an old lady. I don't know. I didn't feel like it was right. So I said, oh, it means hug the government. He's like, oh, okay. I mean, if you want me to, lady, I'll say it. But I didn't feel like, that was cool. Say in front of an old woman. But hey, next time maybe I will. We'll give it a shot. She might like it. But anyway, hold on. See, when I cough laughing at Fernando, now it's messing me up. Hydrate. I'm looking at 89 degrees today. So I went and saw, first, Nicole Thomas. Thank you, dear. Appreciate that super sticker. So as you saw with the title, Woman King Review. I watched it yesterday. The thumbnail that I chose was a couple African dudes laughing. Thought that was fitting. Lord German Husbando, when you're right, you're right. She says, hit the like button, please. Like and sub and like. Thank you. So, in order to before I get to that, not only did I watch the movie, but in the movies, damn, Misanthropy says 58 degrees here in Baltimore. Yeah, you guys got winter's coming. Winter's sliding up behind you, starting to rub your shoulders. Oh, how you doing? Oh, how you doing? Baltimore? Oh, you're tense. See, winter's starting to do that pretty soon. You're going to tug those trousers down. Huh? You like that? Take that, Eastern Seaboard. So, before you get to the movie, you got to go through the previews. And there were those previews. Mote bene. Oh, mother's milk. There's some of the wokest shit you've ever seen. Okay? And you're going to watch them with me. Okay? You think I'm going to carry this yoke around on my own? No, I'm sharing it. Thank you, Alien Testosterone. It says Slave Kings Matter, JG. What? Don't be leaking out the truth. We're going to get to that, Alien Testosterone. I'm going to tell you a bunch of truth about the Dahomey people. But before we get to that, there was this movie that came out this weekend. No pun intended. and it was called Bros. And you would think, oh, this is like a what's that movie? Hangover, kind of a road trip buddy movie. Yeah, some driving, titties, beer, probably some drug use. What was that Bachelor Party? That movie with Tom Hanks? Was Tom Hanks in that? Yeah, Bachelor Party where the donkey died in the elevator because he was eating a bowl of pills. No, it's not like that, guys. I don't have to keep saying this, okay, audience? Get your mind out of the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s, basically any year before 2012. All right? Get your mind out of there. You're not there anymore. I know what those places have in them. Wonderful dreams, a wonderful time for us all. I get it. But that's not where we are. You got to bring your mind into 2022. Now, when you hear about a movie called Bros, this is what you get. Hold on a second, guys. We're going to get this screen shared because we're going to do this. We're going to live this moment together. Okay? We're going to live in this moment together. Me and you. All right? Hopefully there's no stupid commercials before it, but whatever. Here we go.
Hey guys, it's Bobby Lieber coming to you from the future home of the LGBTQ plus museum.
Hey.
Everyone is really excited and totally getting along.
This happens to be Bisexual Awareness Week, and no one has acknowledged it.
Lesbian History Month was in March. Nobody said a goddamn thing.
Of course, lesbians get a month and we get a week.
So what's happening? Didn't you guys have an announcement?
This is a little unexpected, but we are in a throuple situation.
You're in a throuple? Let me tell you.
I'm sorry, what the fuck is that? Thruple? Does that mean 3 people and a couple, a 3-person couple? Never mind the grammatical disparities. Thruple. Okay. You guys ready? Let's get back into it. Bros official trailer.
Tell you what's progressive now. Being alone. I love my life. I love my freedom. I love my independence.
That's kind of sad.
That I don't want to be in a throuple. I don't even want to be in a couple.
Ooh.
Bobby, I had sex with that 65-year-old.
Jesus, he's ripped.
I know. It's like they injected steroids into Dumbledore. Oh my God, that's Aaron.
That's funny.
He's very hot.
Gay guys are so stupid.
I know. But we've been smart enough to brand ourselves as being smart.
It's our little secret.
Uh-oh.
You met a guy?
I don't think I'm his type. He's like gay Tom Brady. What are you into? One of these ripped idiots with no opinions?
No, I'd like someone who's physically very frail and won't stop talking.
And I bet he's as intimidated by you as you are by him.
I'm down for whatever.
Get it, guys? He was talking about him to his face.
Yeah, I can do whenever and I can do whatever.
Cool, whatever, whenever. GIF of Michael Scott dancing.
Office GIF? This person isn't gay.
I spent all my years in believing.
I need you to be honest with me. You like these rowy, meathead idiots. Oh, they're fighting. You like that? Hey. I can be tough like your boys. Oh, that's what you like, huh?
Hey, what's going on?
Oh.
Oh, that's cool. How about it?
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
Now I have to go to a Pride party and you're both too old to be in the pool. Please leave.
People are threatening.
Ooh, they're so catty. These guys are such little bitches. It's a pride party, but you guys are too old. They're so vain. And this would have you think that half the country is gay. Everybody works with these people. Everybody has these people in the office. Half the staff looks like this. Come on, bros.
To boycott the museum.
You can't say Lincoln was gay.
If we don't do this, we're letting the heterosexual terrorists win.
There are trans terrorists too.
Hey, you hear that? If you're heterosexual, you are a terrorist. Now just think if they had a trailer, if they had a trailer for a movie that was like this with straight people talking about the alphabet soup group and the Ku Klux trans like this. Just think about what you think about.
Caitlyn Jenner.
You're so different from me. You're very intense.
I like to keep things chill. I can be chill.
Just like a manly man.
Sup? I got you. Yeah.
You gonna need some help here.
Okay, I'm gonna need some help here, bro.
What is going on with you?
My whole life, I prided myself on being self-reliant, but this guy has gone into my head.
He's gotten into my head with his head. No, downstairs one.
Maybe you both bottoms and that's the problem.
Bottom day.
Gay sex was
Whoa, what the fuck? What? So this gay couple, these are their two kids. These perfectly well-adjusted kids of color, these KOCs. And they said, yay, bottom dad. That means that dad is the catcher and not the pitcher. And they know that? And then he proceeds to talk about gay sex in front of them. And this is okay. This is the new norm. Leave it to Beaver, fuck off. This is it. This is the new model of the American family. Half of the parents are this. When you pull up for parent pickup, half of the parents are gay. This is what it's telling you. This is the new norm. Hurry up and catch up. This is it. Bottom dad. Yay, bottom dad. And what kind of problems do you think that kind of attitude, that kind of upbringing could bring for this little boy here? If something happens that's cool around his buddies and he says, yay, whatever. Forget it. They won't make fun of him.
more fun when straight people were uncomfortable with it.
Oh my god, do you guys remember straight people?
Yeah, they had a nice run.
Hey, you straight people, you had a nice run, but we don't need you anymore. We're done creating more humans in the human race. We're done with you, you sick, disgusting, archaic, outdated, straight people. You are gross. You are the pariahs now. You're the lepers. You nasty, disgusting straight people, totally forgetting, just glossing over the fact that everybody in this movie was made by some straight people. I'm just saying. I know we're sick and disgusting and gross and nobody wants to see us anymore now, but that's kind of how we all got here. None the Miser says meth gator bait. You might be right, man. So if there are any straight white males in here, fuck off. Number one, definitely you guys. Even though everybody in that scene was probably made by a straight white guy. But fuck you guys now. Straight white guys jump off a cliff. Straight black men, you behind them, straight Mexicans, straight Asians, straight Indians, straight everybody else, follow them off the cliff like lemmings. Just, we don't need you anymore. You guys are gross now. Obsolete, if you will. We're Arnold, and these people are the new T-1000s. They're made of liquid metal. They're going on. We're dinosaurs. We're about to be fossil fuel in a little bit. And how are they going to make more people to give monkeypox to? How? Why didn't the CDC go into a club like that and hold their little monkeypox outreach programs? Because I'm sure that's where it's coming from. I don't know if I can watch that one. Oof. That was gross in a lot of different ways. Seeing a bunch of men rub their crotches against each other, it grosses me out. And let's not act like they're not grossed out by straight people. They're not grossed out to see us rubbing our crotches against each other. This doesn't go one way. Let's not forget that. They think what we do sexually is gross too. And we think that about them. I don't want to see that shit. And you know what? I'm not alone, because this weekend when it came out, they only grossed $4.9 million. I was going to say 5, but not even that. $4.9 million. They made the same amount of money as the re-release. No, I'm not stuttering. I'm not having a sloppy Joe moment. They made the same amount of money as the re-release of Avatar. That came out in 2009. We've all seen it before. You guys couldn't beat a movie that we've seen before? This is supposed to be a hot, new take. This is supposed to be something new. We've never seen this before. We've never seen a 90-minute monkeypox transfer. We've never seen this before. But we've seen Avatar, and they made the same amount of money as you. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking, comment section. Don't even try it. I know you too well. Viewers, I know you too well. You're thinking that the reason this movie didn't do well is because people didn't go and watch it. You're thinking that maybe they didn't market it very well, even though it's a Universal picture, even though they had billboards around Los Angeles, right? Of guys grabbing each other's asses. Yes, a guy with his hand on another guy's ass. That was on the billboard. Why didn't this do well? Maybe they didn't market it right. No. You guys are so fucking pleh. You guys know that? You're like so pleh. Okay? Let me tell you why. Because the reason this movie didn't do well is because you guys are a bunch of fucking homophobes. You got it. You're homophobes and you're bigots. That's why this movie didn't do well. Not because the star, Billy Eichner, he's the main character that you saw, even though he said, if you're a Trump supporter and even if you're gay, I don't want you to watch this movie. Billy, that's not nice. When you have something that's available in a public space, you shouldn't tell a good portion of the public you're not allowed to watch it. Because let me see. If they made a movie about straight people and then the star came out and said, I don't care if you support us or not. If you're gay, don't watch this movie. How would that go? Well, you know. If you listen closely, if you hold a used condom up to your ear, you can hear the woke mob. You can hear the alphabet soup group and the Ku Klux Klans coming in the distance. You're getting canceled, honey. You can't tell us we can't see a movie, even though we made a movie about us and we told you you can't come and watch it. But that doesn't matter. If you do that and said, I can watch it, we're going to end your career and shit. Man, I mean, it's just that they keep talking about equality and equality and equity and equality. What did she say? You know what I'm talking about. The politician who went horizontal so her career could go vertical. Kamala. Yeah, the Ugandan nightmare. You got it. The first black shut up. Her. She said last week that the way they hand out the hurricane relief is going to be based on equity. And then they're always talking about equality and all this shit. Well, equality has many sides. Equality isn't just you getting to do what the fuck you want to do. Equality has another side. And if you want to make movies like this and tell us we can't come and watch them, well, then we can make movies about us and tell you you can't watch them. Right? Because if it's just one-sided and I can do what you want and you can't, you got to go by my ridiculous rules, well, that's childish. That's like hearing my son and his friend play a game and the rules are changing. Well, you can't do this. All right. No, I'm not dead because I got powers and I can't die. Well, you can't do that. No, you can't hit me like that. You can't shoot me. What? What is this shit? The rules keep changing. It's hard to keep up with. But they talk about equality and they say they want it, but they don't want all of it. Fellas, that's like your woman telling you, I just want the top half. Well, why not all of it? The bottom half wants some fun. No, I just want the top half. That's it. I just want the good stuff for me. You keep the bottom half of that thing for yourself. That's not going to be a lot of fun. I mean, yeah, will we, achieve our ultimate goal? Yes. That's not hard to do. But it's the analogy that I chose, people. So it's your fault. Do you feel bad? You should feel extra bad because this month you're supposed to be an ally. Pride check. It's the Alphabet Soup Group Heritage Month. October. We're in day 3. How you feeling? Are you being an ally? Are you out there making out with people of the same sex, even though that might not be your thing? Are you being an ally? I hope so. And then, so yesterday, when I'm going to watch Woman King, I'm walking past this movie theater, and it was the only theater with the doors open. I don't know. Conspiracy, you tell me. And you hear somebody saying that, oh, we only sold you on that love is love thing so you would think we're nice. Huh? So I walk back in, or I walk in that theater. I walk up the ramp in. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I look, and it's a scene from this movie. And I think it's the main character, and he's saying that, and he's like, not all gay people are nice. We're not nice. And I was like, oh my God, this fucking movie. And then, so I look, I was like, oh, how many people are in here? And I look around the corner, and there's like 5 people in there watching that shit. And it was reflected in the numbers. $4.9 million. You probably paid the star more than that. You haven't even recouped his salary? And of course that movie bombs. That proves our point. That proves our point. This is not a popular opinion that is held by most of society. We don't all agree with this shit. Should you be allowed to live your life in peace? Of course. There's plenty of foreign land that's its thirst has been quenched by our blood. Yes, you should be left alone to live in peace and live your life and do whatever you want. Of course. But do I want to see it? No. Do I want my kids to see it? No. Do I want to be told that I'm some kind of piece of shit if I don't agree with it? No. And it proves it. Because if your brainwashing and your propaganda worked, this movie would have set Titanic numbers, Black Panther numbers, some Marvel Info War, whatever that shit, Infinity War shit. It would have set those kind of numbers because everybody in the country would have gone and watched it. But they didn't because we don't want to hear that shit. And maybe it would have done better, but you spent the last 5 or 10 years telling us how horrible we are if we don't tongue down someone of the same sex. So here's the fruits of your labor. You've worked so hard to tell us how fucked up we are. Well, here you go. Here's your crops, bitch. 4.9. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. Fuck you guys. That's what you get. Hope they take that shit out of theaters today. Nobody cares about your movie. But you're going to tell me there's something wrong with me if I don't go watch it? Fuck you. No one's going to watch it now. Now what? Oh, man. Are you guys ready for the main course? That was just an appetizer. That was a horse devour. This is the main course. Woman King. First of all, there were about 15 people in there. Now you got all these celebrities, Taraji P. Henson and shit, buying out theaters, getting people to go watch it. And for its budget, it did well. And let me start off by saying, visually, aesthetically, it was a good movie. Lots of bright colors. The way it was shot, the action sequences, they were shot well. It was a good movie. It wasn't some low-budget shit. It was well written. But here's the problem. The problem is they're basing it on actual people who really lived on this earth. And it was like inspired by it. Now, if you want to make a movie about this group of African warriors, female warriors who went to killing and fucking people up, that's great. There's a certain level of ridiculousness in every movie. You know, John Wick is not going to take that kind of beating. You Must Reload. You know, we've all watched action movies. So there's a certain suspension of disbelief for every movie. Reggie, you're right. Hit that like button, people. Like and sub and like. But they didn't do that. They based this on a real tribe of people that really lived here. So there's certain guidelines you have to stick to, like what actually happened. But first, Chuck McDaniel, thank you. He says, I don't even want to catch a glimpse of male junk, like in the football shower, eye contact at all times, heavily redacted. See as usual. Exactly, man. Like, straight people don't want to see that shit, man or woman. It's just not what we're into. Sorry, fuck. But this movie is based on people that really lived. So for them to go so far outside of what really happened and for them to rewrite history, again, if it's about this fictional group, history has no place there because these people aren't real. But history does have a place when you're talking about real people. But before I can get into that, we got to get through the previews, don't we? You thought I was done screen sharing? Fuck no. We're going to get to the good stuff, guys. Okay? So, first trailer is one called The Inspection. Here we go. The Inspection trailer. Now, let's see. Let's see the commercials here. Okay. All right, cool. We're starting off. No commercials. So, check this out, guys.
Let's move! Come on! If you're sure it's not trouble, you will tuck it in! Aye, aye, sir! Aye, aye!
Oh, memories. I wasn't in the Marine Corps, but whatever branch you're in, it probably started like this.
Sir! Ever been convicted of a felony? Are you communist? 60, 50, 40!
Are you now, or have you ever been a homosexual?
No!
Hold up. Now, from what I can tell, this takes place in modern day times, like now. No drill instructor now is going to ask a recruit, are you now or have you ever been homosexual? I didn't hear that when I was in. But now you know that shit ain't going to happen. Let's see.
Sir!
I will break you. I promise.
Oh, sorry, Marines. They picked your branch. Oh, there she is.
Ma, I need my birth certificate.
The destroyer of Zion.
I need you to help me. I'm gonna be a Marine.
Marines. No, you ain't scared than two left shoes, and everybody can see it.
And more than 50 have been wounded or injured in this attack, including several American servicemen who were on patrol there.
This all I have left of the dream I held for you.
Real question is, why do you want to be?
I want to be a Marine.
That's not good enough.
To be a good Marine means to know thyself and seek self-improvement. That means you, damn it!
Aye, sir!
The picture.
You cisgender white fuckers. Of course you're going to beat up the gay guy in the shower. That happens all the time in boot camp.
Out, didn't it?
My mom, she won't even talk to me. Most of my friends are dead or in jail. If I die in this uniform, I'm a hero to somebody.
Boot camp is supposed to break you down.
want to go home. If we leave, they win.
Why is this weapon your best friend recruited?
Because it's the thing that protects the Marines.
And of course, Bokeem Woodbine, that's the actor's name who plays the drill instructor, who asked him, was he now or has he ever been a homosexual? Of course, he's representative of society, of American society as a whole, you know, anti-LGBT alphabet suit group. He represents all our hatred and disdain for them. I'm going to prove you wrong, fucker. You think you can break me? I'll do push-ups until I can't push anymore. So my arms fall off. You hear me, Dad? I mean, drill instructor.
Marine to my left and to my right, sir.
I could have left you at any doorstep.
I could have left you at any doorstep. Why didn't you just get an abortion? My body, my... Never mind.
I am never giving up on us.
You guys ever just have to put your hand on your heart and go, that's what that made me feel like. No dad? Where's his dad? Why couldn't you have that? Why couldn't you just have him have a dad? A black kid with no father, huh? Okay. The Gabrielle Union was perfect for that. She's just like from Precious. She looks a little nicer than her. But Gabrielle Union could have played Monique's part from Precious. This is an evil, mean, spiteful wench. How do you know that, Jericho? Look at what she did to her stepson. Look at Zion Wade. That's how I can tell. Spunberry 65, thank you very much for the Hamilton. He says, you're killing us. We got to use a pressure washer to wash the gay away. That shit is so stupid. Why are you know why they're making these movies now. You know why they're doing it. The white liberal guilt, the people who run Hollywood. This will cleanse them of their racial sins if they just make this horse shit. If they just keep turning it out. You guys are going to love the other two. Or 3. You're going to fucking love this. These are the previews that I had to sit through before I got into Woman King. Shit. Ooh, this is a good one. This is a good one here. This is all you sexist, misogynist pigs. This is for you, fucking asshole. Okay, hold on. Hold on a second. Share this bitch right here. There we go. This one's called She Said.
The only way these women are going to go on the record is if they all jump together.
Why is sexual harassment so pervasive and so hard to address? Let's interrogate the whole system.
Hi, my name is Jody Cantor. I'm an investigative reporter for the New York Times.
What have you got?
I was told that the wrongdoing in Hollywood is overwhelming.
I don't want to be quoted. Period.
Understood.
Understood.
In your previous stories, how did you persuade women to tell you what had happened to them?
The case I made was, I can't change what happened to you in the past, but together we may be able to help protect other people.
Is that Katie Holmes?
The truth, basically. What is it exactly that we're looking at here?
These
No, it's
young
not Katie
women
Holmes, is
walked
it?
into
It's
what
like
they
her
all
sister or
had
something.
reason to believe were business meetings.
I can still see it, the hotel room, the floor plan. He kept trying to touch me.
I asked him to leave me alone. Instead, they say he met them with threats and sexual demands.
I was young, scared.
Hi, we're from the New York Times. I believe you used to work for Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, there it is. Harvey Weinstein. So we got you covered, ladies, okay? We got you covered. we got the She Said trailer. That's about this movie. It's about Harvey Weinstein, where I don't know, was he convicted of rape? I don't even remember all the details of that story. Hold on a second. I mean, if he was, great. Yeah, you should. He should have gotten worse than that if he really raped somebody. But all that shit, all the actresses who were over 18 and you went in there to have sex with that dude to advance your career, you know what it was about. You know why you were going in there to tug on that old dick or whatever you did. All those women who did that to advance their careers, I don't feel sorry for you. Those are crocodile tears. You were a consenting adult and you slept with a gross, sweaty, hairy old man so you could go further. Now, if he lied to you, if he told you you're going to get this, and after you were staring down the barrel of that uncircumcised, wrinkly thing, after he went, and his sweat dripped in your mouth, after that, if he said, psych, I'm not doing it, then you just got had. That shouldn't be a crime. You should have handled your vagina better and not fallen for the okie doke, the old switcheroo. I do not feel bad for consenting adults. Instead of going the right way and working hard and taking the small roles and working your way up, you were going to take the wrinkly dick elevator to the penthouse. And you got fooled. You got let off in the basement. That's your fault. I feel sorry for that shit. This is the last trailer I'm going to play for you. This one right here. This is a woke cherry on top. This movie's called Devotion. Right from the beginning, you know exactly what this trailer is going to be. Exactly.
I'm Andre, this is Yoshi, and this is Mingli, and we're one big happy family. We feed
Looks
Mingli
like
blue light protection formula.
They probably let
It
that
may
dog
cost a
kiss
little
him in the
but
mouth
Our
and
little
shit.
girl is worth it. She's healthy, her coat is shiny. That's what we want from Mingli.
Mingling? Lingling?
Ready, set, hit!
There we go.
You the only person I ever met belonged in the sky. Just remember you belong down here with us too, okay?
The commanding officer called you one of the best.
Hey, first of all, just look at the anti-aircraft fire that these dudes were flying through. These World War II pilots, man, or this is Korea World War II, same era. Look at that anti-aircraft fire. The sky was covered with anti-aircraft fire exploding around them. There's a real good chance that you weren't coming home. And I'm not taking any bravery away from the pilots we have now or we've had since. But shit. My goodness. Look at this shit.
Just remember you belong down here with us too, okay?
Damn!
The commanding officer called you one of the best pilots he's ever seen. It must be hard being the
naval aviator.
Oh, I know what you were going to say.
Absolutely.
The whole world's looking different. Did you ever think that you'd be in a squadron with a colored aviator?
Colored?
Lieutenant Tom Hudner.
You mean a pilot of color?
It's good to meet you.
We're taking a slight detour on the way home. Say again?
What are you going to find out about your wingman cruising at 10,000 feet, Lieutenant? Put him in a little bit of trouble. Who knows? We might get a peek at who he really is.
The North Koreans came pouring over the 38th parallel.
Our guys need help.
And we're up.
We knew this day might come.
Yeah, it doesn't make it any easier.
The most important thing is this. We bring every...
You know what? I hate when they do shit like this because you're narrowing the scope. There's so many things going on. The Korean War, the battles, how cool they can make this look. And looks like they have fighting scenes, but it's looked at through the lens of I'm a black pilot. You got to feel bad for me. Colored military. Ugh.
Everyone. Home.
Mistakes get us killed.
Can't tell you how many times people have told me to give up, quit, die even. One can't always do what you're told.
It's a mag!
If I did, I wouldn't be here.
What do you want me to do? Just be my wingman.
Red signs are seen.
The real battle in all of life is being someone that people can count on. Show off.
That was pretty good.
It's good.
Now, see, that looks like it could be a pretty cool movie. That looks like it would look well. Oh shit. There we go. It looks like it could be a good movie, but they're messing it up with all this racism shit. Like, just make it about two good pilots. And why do all these movies, all these black movies, and another one that they did for time constraints, I can't get into it right now because I still got to review the movie, but they had one called Till. That's right, a movie about Emmett Till. Why are all these black movies about pain and suffering and old things? That one was about the Korean War. Emmett Till takes place in the 50s. Even this Woman King takes place in the early 1800s. This shit's old, and it's always about some sad, downtrodden shit. The white man, racism. God, I'm so tired of that shit. Make a movie. Can you make a movie about black people in the past that's positive and doesn't mention racism? I know the answer. No. They won't. They probably can, but they won't. I'm so tired of that shit. It's old. Chuck McDaniel, thank you again. When the F have the Marines not accepted a MOC, a Marine of color? Military is all poor black and white folks. My uncles had to serve. There was no draft. Only you served. Yeah, exactly. I don't get it. But all these guys do. You saw they beat him up in the shower. You can't even take a gay Marine can't even take a shower. Fucking garbage. I'm so tired of this shit. Reggie, that's all they got. There are no current positive black issues according to the media. True. There's no way they can squeeze some blood from that stone. It's so stupid. It's always some sad shit. It's always we got to overcome some shit. If you want to be equal, fucking act like it. Stop acting like nobody will let you do nothing or have a seat at the table. Shut the fuck up. Come on to the table. What are you doing over there? Here's your seat. Shut up. Stop whining. It's always some white people and I got to overcome. People, black folks back then did overcome, so I don't have to. I don't have shit to overcome. I don't have shit to worry about as a black person in this country. Not anything that anybody else has to worry about because they did it already. Thank you very much. Moving on. The lowly one, thank you. To the woke crowd, you're worth more in pain than you are cured and feeling great. True, just like Big Pharma. You're worth more as a patient. You're worth more as a client than you are as someone who's healthy and doesn't need their shit anymore. Fucking A, man. I'm so tired of that shit. King James, thank you for the super sticker. Appreciate that. It's always some fucking, That's why I call these crying ass, sad ass black folks the Eeyores of colored people. Oh, I'm black. I had to overcome again. Oh, be quiet. They took the fire hoses and the German shepherds so you could fucking have fun. So have fun. Be equal. Stop fighting it. You're like one of my damn kids with sleep. Stop fighting it. Go to sleep. Stop fighting it. Enjoy. Jordan says, at Jericho Green, how do you feel about Kanye and his White Lives Matter shirt? Hey, find a lie. Here we go again with the equality. If they want equality, then you can have a White Lives Matter shirt. Naturally, haven't you seen a million Black Lives Matter shirts? So why can't you have a White Lives Matter one? That shouldn't even matter. If you can have a Black Lives Matter, naturally you have a White Lives Matter, or yellow, or brown, or red lives, or whatever colored fucking lives are out there. That shit is so dumb. Oh, I'm writing this down. So I'm going to read up on it. My buddy told me about it. And I want to read up on some of the outrage and the backlash. Don't you love backlash? Oh, stupid Kanye West. He knows how to push people's buttons. But if you got a Black Lives Matter, white ones should matter as well. All right, let's crack this damn nut, shall we? Woman King review. First of all, hold on a second. Flip my notes, and it was a bitch taking notes in the movie theater because it was dark. First of all, this entire movie, hold on, drop my pen. This entire movie took place after the Dahomey people, the main characters of this, the main tribe that they're talking about. It took place after they were already wealthy. So keep that in mind. After they had already amassed a bunch of wealth to become one of the wealthiest tribes in West Africa at the time. They had already risen to prominence. As the old adage goes, he with a full stomach is first to criticize the meal. So in this movie, they're saying that they want to get away from slave trading. That's the goal of Viola Davis's character, Naniska. That's the goal of her character, is to get them away from slave trading and trading palm oil instead of slaves. But this whole movie takes place after they're already wealthy as fuck, after they are already fattened themselves on the caviar of the day. Now they're saying, okay, we need to change it up. Notice they weren't saying that when they were amassing their fortune and slashing their way across Western Africa. Authentically Kennedy, thank you for the Twompski. She says, watch. After all these woke POC military movies come out and flop, and it will, culture will look at the success of Top Gun that Top Gun had and blame white supremacy. They literally do this to themselves. The misery merry-go-round. Oh, yeah. Hey, Jericho. Thank you. Hey, JG. Thank you. Thanks for throwing me in at the end, Authentically Kennedy. I'm just kidding. Great point. Yeah, Top Gun. Isn't that shit still in the movie theater? It came out in May. And at least I know as of 2 weeks ago, because my wife was telling me, she was like, damn, that shit's still in there. That was a successful movie. Why? No woke bullshit. There was no woke fat on this meat. It was all action, no breaks, beginning to end. That's why it was successful, because it's an oasis in this desert of woke shit. Top Gun Maverick was a tall, sweaty Coca-Cola bottle full with ice cold Coca-Cola. I'm talking about the drink that's so ice cold and delicious. It's like the beers they were drinking on the roof in Shawshank Redemption. After tarring a roof in the southern heat, they give you a bucket full of ice and beer. Do you know what that first swallow of beer tasted like? It tasted like trumpets from heaven. That's what Maverick was in this desert of SJW horseshit. It's like a wet blanket on society. It's weighing us down. And instead of copying what Maverick did, they're going to try to cancel it and admonish it and destroy it. Copy and paste. William Livingston, thank you for the super sticker. You guys have proven that you can't come up with original ideas. So at least take good ideas that have already been thought up and remake those. My wife watched Hocus Pocus 2. The original came out in 1993. We were kids then. She loved that movie. She says, I hope Hollywood doesn't mess it up. What do you think Hollywood did? Hollywood took all those people who watched it as kids and loved it, wanted to share it with their kids, the new version. They took all your prayers of please don't let this suck. They put them in their hand and they wiped their app. Here you go. Huh? People who are going to spend money on this? Take that. We wipe our ass with your hopes and dreams. So what do you think Hollywood did? That's right. Hollywood fucked it up. There are drag queens in there, a gay couple. Oh, it was terrible. From what I hear, I didn't watch that shit. Chuck McDaniel, again, thank you. POC doing the hard work throughout history. You know how many POC cowboys there were? They invented barbecue. Heavily edited again. That's right. See, that's why I have a problem with this CRT shit, because you're not teaching real history. You're teaching the version of history that amplifies your bullshit agenda. Let's talk about the real shit. That's why I like Uncle Tom 2 so much, because it shows you the success that Black people had in this country. It showed you whenever you hear somebody say, well, they destroyed Black Wall Street. And you ask them, why didn't they rebuild it? Let them know that they did rebuild it 5 years later. They don't mention that, because if you were great in the past, that means I expect greatness from you in the present, because I know you can do it. I know what you come from. I know what kind of cloth you were cut from. So, of course, if they can be successful back then with all the slings and arrows of Jim Crow and the Democrats, surely today, with our advancements, you can be even greater. But if they tell you you come from shit, then you ain't going to be shit. If they tell you you come from greatness and all this bullshit you're doing, ransacking liquor stores and shit like mobs and killing each other, that's not going to fly, because that's not what I'm going to accept. Black people contributed to this country greatly, not just in the fields, not just in the big house. They helped build everything in this country. Railroads, blacksmiths, gunsmiths, shipbuilders, fishermen. They were working right by the white folks. And a lot of slaves got their freedom. They were more like indentured servants. After a certain time, or if the master died, they got their freedom and some land to raise their family. I've mentioned this before. My mom traced my family's lineage in this country back to 1812. My family was free in 1812. But that's not what they tell us. Just a bunch of Kunta Kintes and shit, right? Anyway, so in this movie, remember, it starts when they're already successful, they're already wealthy, they're already in control. They have this one tribe that's giving them some shit, but they end up taking care of them. So they're top dogs already. And so the very first scene is these female warriors. Aguje, I can't even remember. Hold on a second. Can't even remember the fucking name. Because I don't hear African every day, so those names don't stick too well. Yeah, but her name was Naniska. And let's see. Hold on a second. There we go. Agoji. The Goji was the name of the female soldiers. So the very first scene is a bunch of men sitting around a campfire, and they hear something, and he says, shh. And they look, and then like an animal runs across, and the guys start laughing at him. Ha ha ha, you got scared of an animal. And then Viola Davis, Naniska, she stands up, and they look at her like, huh, just one woman. And then all of the female soldiers stand up out of this really tall grass. It's at nighttime. Like I said, it looks great. So they go and they run. She holds her show up. La 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 la. They all run in there, start hacking these fools up. So the very first scene is a bunch of black women killing a bunch of black men. That's what it is. So it's showing you that women are in charge. That's letting you know that she might as well look right at the camera. Like, you see this black men? So they chop them all up. And again, you have to suspend your disbelief. It's a movie, but these women are like John Wick. The same guys who worked on John Wick with Keanu Reeves work with these women. I'm talking they're jumping on them and flipping on the ground and shit and rolling around and twirling their spears. And I mean, it's fucking crazy. Again, this was a fictional group of women. No problem. So they fuck these dudes up. and they kill him and everything. And the guys, they were victim. The Dahomey people were victim to slave raids. So these their enemy, their equal, would go on these slave raids, and they'd come in their village, raid it, take a bunch of slaves. So they went to this raid in the beginning and freed the slaves and brought them back. And when they brought them back, everybody was cheering and stuff like that. And then when they come in there, you see this guy, and he's obviously in the alphabet soup group. He's has his hands like this, and he has like a gown on and shit. And you're like, what the fuck? 1823 Africa? Okay. And her accent sucks. Her accent is garbage. I know she's a great actress, but she didn't nail it on this one. And right off the bat, it shows you that the old ways, the tradition of a man and a wife and kids, that's wrong. That's bad. Okay, those traditions are bad. And there's a part where the second main character, she is being trained to be one of these Agoji soldiers. And she's watching one of the women one of the seasoned soldiers, right? With the battle scars and shit. And there's a competition where they put a spear, a double-ended spear. She puts it in her chest, and a man, he puts it in his chest. And they walk toward each other to see who's going to give up first, because it's them walking forward drives the spear into the chest, kind of like a really advanced game of Uncle. And the guy that she's going against is, I don't know, 6'2", 250 pounds, big old dude. And the woman, she wins. So they're like, oh yeah, they're all cheering, and oh yeah, women. And so they have these battles and stuff, and it's just, there's a battle where a guy from her past, from Naniska's past, comes, and she ends up fighting him, and he's beating her, and then something happens and it gets broken up, like some other shit goes down and they all have to take off. And so there's a love story twist. Here's a plot twist. Spoiler alert, the soldier who is like her protege ends up being her daughter, because the guy who she was fighting before is a man who raped her. And so she's fighting him, and she wants a piece of him for the rest of the movie. She wants to get her revenge. And that girl who ends up being her daughter, she falls in love with a slave trader. And the slave trader, he's half Dahomey, half Portuguese, because they show up and they show up on the beach to the island from Portugal. So he shows up, they meet, lock eyes, and oh my God, meet me in the forest and all this shit. They fall in love, which again is historically not true, because the women soldiers, the Agoji, they either married the king, he picked them as a wife, or they had to be celibate. So there actually ended up being a lot of lesbians, because he wasn't going to pick them all. And so, I guess they had their needs too. And so, like the Dahomey people in real life, they were savages. They would go around marauding, they would do slave raids on other tribes and take them as slaves. I know they tell us it's the evil white man who started slavery, and they were the only ones involved, but the slave traders they didn't know the layout and where all the people were in Africa. They weren't from there. So they would go to these ports where they have these huge slave markets, and they would give the Dahomey time to collect slaves, because they wanted to buy them by the boatload, not just small groups. They had to come a long way. So they wanted entire boats full of slaves to make it worth the trip, so to speak. So you've seen the pictures where they stack the slaves inside the boats, take up every available space. So there had to be thousands of slaves on the ships and the hulls of these boats. And so if the slave traders misjudge, like say, we'll be back in 3 months to get slaves. And let's say the Dahomey had enough slaves in a month and a half. So they're waiting another month and a half. So let's say they took too long. And now that the slaves are in the port, now they're going through all the food. So instead of letting the slaves starve to death, the Dahomey would go in there and kill them. Thousands of them at a time, 4,000 or 5,000 slaves at a time. They would just kill them, start cutting their heads off. So when the slave traders showed up, they showed up to these scenes of carnage. And they also killed a lot of them in rituals and things like that. But they were pretty fucking savage, and they were at top of the heap when it came to slave trading. So this whole thing in the movie where it's all about getting away from the slave trade and going to palm oil, that's bullshit. Because in real life, they tried it, it wasn't bringing in the money, and they went right back to trading slaves. But they had to do this to keep up with this other tribe that wanted to take them over, the tribe that would do the slave raids on them. So they had to trade with the slave traders to buy guns and ammunition and shit like that, and horses to fight these fuckers. But everybody was doing it. All the African tribes who could were selling slaves to the French, to the English, to the Arabs, to the Spaniards, who are white too. But that's how the shit went. And the guy that she ends up falling in love with, he comes back there, and turns out his mom was one of the Dahomey people, and she got sold into slavery. He had just buried her before he came back to visit. So now he reconnects with his African side and turns on his homeboy, who he came over there with. They were friends. They grew up together, slave trading and shit. And the Portuguese guy was the son of a man who just died, so he was taking over. He was taking over the family business. So this dude, Malik, he reconnects with his African side and ends up letting a bunch of African dudes kill his homeboy instead of standing up for him and say, hey, that's my boy, that's my best friend. He was just like, oh, fuck it. And they grabbed him and killed homeboy and drowned him right there on the beach. I was like, what a bitch. What a bitch you are. You let your best friend get killed because you want to be down? So he didn't have a lot of character. And so her daughter ends up getting caught because she didn't listen. She gets caught and she wants to go back and save her. And the king says, no, you're not saving her. I'm the king. I said, no, you keep your ass right here. So she sneaks off by herself. And then, of course, in action movie fashion, she looks back and her team's with her, like, we're not going to let you go down by yourself. So they go and they shoot and shit and, get to fighting. People get killed. And then she comes back and the king doesn't do anything to her. The king actually makes her the woman king. Now, in reality, back in the day, and I'm sure even now, if you disobey the king, it's a wrap. You're about to be drawn and quartered or have your head cut off in public or some shit because the king can't have you disobeying him in front of the people of the kingdom. He'll look weak. But he didn't kill her. He promoted her, just like the politicians now. They fail up. You disobey the rules, you go higher. And so there's a final battle, right? Because she has to get her revenge against the guy who raped her and who's possibly the father of her kid, whatever. So they fight. And this guy, again, he's swole. Dude's yoked up. Muscles everywhere. 6 foot something, 250. Huge. But they fight. And he's getting the best of her. And he gives her like 3 unblocked, full swing right hooks. Boom, boom, boom. I don't care if you're that dude's same size. You're not surviving 3 shots to the jaw that hard. But of course, she fights through it, just drops her to her knee. That's all. And she ends up killing the guy. And they're fighting all these slave traders and all their henchmen. And they're shooting them. And blah, 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 blah. They're fucking shooting them and killing them and slicing them and stabbing them, breaking their necks. You know how hard? It's impossible to break somebody's neck. They go like that in action movies. They twist it and break it. It's even more impossible for a woman that size to do it. But don't matter. Neck snapping, slicing, and dicing. And all this shit. And they kill the white people. The message is clear. The white people are evil. Kill them. The Africans are good. The white people are bad. Even though all these thousands of slaves you see in cages being examined and looking at their teeth and pulling their lips up and looking behind their ears, treating them like livestock, the way that they got in these cages and on these auctioning blocks is by Africans collecting them and putting them here. But they're absolved of all wrongdoing. They've turned state witness. They're absolved of all wrongdoing. They didn't do anything wrong. It was all white people. The white man. The white man is what you heard through the whole movie. So it's all these evil white people. They did not talk about the Dahomey people. How did they get so rich? How did they get these huge feasts and these jewels and these guns and these cities that they live in and all these clothes and all this opulence? How did they get it? by killing and enslaving other Africans. But then, by the end, they have a change of heart. She convinces the king to have a change of heart. She says they're our people. And he says, of course, the homie of our people are our people. She said, no, all Africans are our people. So we're going to throw away our savage, barbaric, murderous ways that we've been in for the last 200 years. And we're going to have a change of heart. And the movie ends with them having this change of heart. We're no longer going to enslave. We're going to sell palm oil. When in reality, no, they didn't. They tried it. It failed. They went back to selling slaves. And the ships sail off. The ships are literally leaving. You can almost hear the ship saying, arr, 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 like a dog that has his ass whipping, his tail's tucked, and he's running away. We've defeated the white man. Bullshit. So all these countries, Spain, Portugal, Britain, France, Arab countries, all these countries that come here for slaves, they're just going to say, well, we'll just go somewhere else. We'll just go somewhere else, because there's a scene where the Portuguese slave traders telling the king, don't entertain this palm oil shit. You need to stick with slaves. There's a lot depending on you. There's a lot of money here. And if you're not supplying slaves, then you're nobody. You're going to be unprotected. So he tells him, well, if you don't need my slaves, then we don't need you, and you're unprotected. Basically saying I could snap my fingers and have them fucking, what's that shit? The raw meat? The tar. I can have them tar your ass right now. He's saying, we want to go palm oil. Too bad. Yeah, right. It's so stupid. It's such a lie. That's not how it happened in history. These are real people with real historical events that took place, and you're just coming in and sanitizing it with your Hollywood sanitizer. No, this was just a bunch of badass girls kicking names and taking ass. And they got away from slavery and started selling palm oil. Bullshit. No, they didn't. They were a murderous tribe. That's how they got all this money. They took it from other people and they sold people, which is fine. That's how it was done back then. Everybody did it. In every country, in every continent, if you weren't strong enough to repel the other people, they took you over and took you as slaves. And they took your resources. They absorbed your wealth. Genghis Khan, anyone? Napoleon? Alexander the Great? Shit. Hitler? All those guys that took over all these other countries. That's how business was done back then. But all they do is talk about the white people, what the white people did, and the white man, and the white slave owners. Not everybody else, not the black slave owners here in America. Yes, I said it. There were black slave owners here in America, and they were more brutal than the white ones. But again, you can't talk about that. Because if you talk about the greatness of black people in the past, then we've got to expect that greatness today. And obviously that's not the case. China, everybody who's big and powerful, us. Why do you think all these damn states on the West Coast and in the Southwest got Mexican names? We have a state called New Mexico, which means we took it from Old Mexico. California, San Jose, San Francisco, San Diego, San everything. You get up to the Northwest, everything's a damn Indian name. Because that's who we took it from. That was the business of the day. How do you think we got Mexicans? The Aztecs, the Spaniards came over here and did their murderous rape thing. That's how it fucking happens all over the world. Now, Mexico, you're free to come take it back. You ain't gonna do that. So why not give black folks the equality that they want? Put you up there with the great conquerors of the world and the slave traders of the world. That's how things were done. You're no different to homie people. But guys, you know what I have in my pocket? You know what this is in my hand? It's the cherry on top. And I've been saving this cherry, all right, for you. Come on,
Come on in real close. Ooh, that's right. It's a vibe. This cherry is a vibe. Are you ready?
You ready for this cherry on top? Okay. You sitting down? You're not holding any babies or anything, are you? I don't want you to drop them. Okay, here we go. The cherry on top is after the movie ends and they do the little credit sequence, everybody, all the actors' names, the actresses' names, they go, there's another scene after that. And it's one of the Dahomey soldiers, one of the Agoji female soldiers. And she's basically, she has a shrine and she's saying a prayer for all these dead people. And hold on. Wait a minute, guys. I got to double check something before I say this. All right, let's see. Okay. Okay. There. So, at the end of the movie, it has the credits, and then it has another scene after that. And you're like, what's this going to be? What what are they going to add to this? Because it's not like a movie. It's not like they're teasing a sequel or something. So she has a shrine, and she's saying all these different names of all these dead soldiers, the dead Agoji soldiers, and so and so and so and so and so and so. And then she says, Brianna, and then it ends. Brianna? Now, was this a shout out to Breonna Taylor? Say her name. Is that what that was? Because I heard about it and I was like, wait, what? No. That was a shout to Breonna Taylor? That puts the SJW woke cherry on top. Brianna. And then it ends. I was like, what the fuck is that? Total bullshit. Now, it was a good movie. It looked good. The action sequences were filmed good. But that's some bullshit if you're going to tell me this is based on historic events. I think it even said inspired by. It was inspired. No, that was a bunch of bullshit. You did not tell the whole story. And in the beginning, it has this, what's it called? It basically had these paragraphs, and there was a voiceover saying, well, the Dahomey people did trade slaves, but they were trying to change and all this shit. So they're telling you, hey, yeah, we did a little bit of bad shit, but we're trying to do good. It's like the Kennedys. They made their money from bootlegging. They're cool now, but they were bootleggers. Yeah, they did some stuff before, killed tens of thousands and enslaved probably more, but they're trying to do better. Why'd you conveniently leave that part out? Why didn't they show the story of how the Dahomey got to this place? Instead of coming in the middle, you're starting this movie in the evening. What about the morning? Why did you start the movie in the morning, in the beginning of the day? Why are you starting here in the evening? So stupid. Yeah, Faithless says, so they were a product. Hold on, comments jumped on me. My bad. So they were a product of their time just like everyone else in history. Yes, they look at these historic events through the prism of now. Now that shit wouldn't be acceptable. There's a scene in there where his father slaps his daughter. That shows you the patriarchy is bad, but that's how everything was done. I bet you there's some people right here in this comment section or watching this video who got slapped by their dad and nobody did anything. And that was way after 1823, wasn't it? Because unless you're Bidenist pervertist, Mr. Sloppy Joe, you weren't alive in 1823, were you? So there's some people in this comment section right now whose daddy slapped the shit out of him in front of everybody, and nobody said anything because that was the business of the day. That's how you became a conglomerate. That's how you became a Coca-Cola, a Tesla back then, through slave trading. They were on NASDAQ. They were Fortune 500s of slave trading. They were the Johnson & Johnsons, the McDonald's of slave trading. They were established. They were huge. But they started it conveniently toward the end of something that didn't even happen. They didn't stop doing slavery. They did briefly and got right back into it because the money wasn't there. They couldn't afford the weapons and the horses to keep themselves safe from the marauding tribes around them. So that's what they did. That was the best way to make money. We got millions of these people. We'll sell a bunch of them. But American history is taught like this movie. You're starting in the evening. You're starting 3/4 of the way through the story. How did all these slaves get packed in these boats? How did they reach our shores? How did they get on the boat? Who put them there? How did they acquire them in Africa? You mean to tell me these Spaniards and these Brits and these French with their lily white skin and their frilly sleeves got off the boat just to hacking through the jungle? No, they didn't. They didn't go very deep into the interior of Africa. They didn't have to because all the slaves were brought to the shore. But they don't tell you that. They start with they arrived in America and it was terrible. Yeah, there were some terrible things in this country done with slaves. But slaves did a lot more than what they tell you. Slaves lived a lot better than what they tell you. How can you say that, Jericho? Because it's true. Chuck McDaniel, African kings caged them up and sold them. Yes. Why did they conveniently leave that part out? It's like the abortion argument. My body, my choice. Well, how the fuck did it get in your body? Did you slip and fall in some jizz with no pants on? What happened? How'd they get in your body? Oh, the dude that you conveniently cut out of the equation because now it's your body, huh? Is it? No, your body has turned into a growth facility. It's no longer your body. If you want to get technical, it's partially the man's body because his belongings are in there. So just because you put your money in the bank, is it the bank's money now? It's still your money, isn't it? Because you put it in there. I know, I'm getting stupid. Let me stop. It's dumb. Forgive me. I shouldn't have said that. Shouldn't have said that. That was wrong. Belay my last. That's what we say in the Navy. Yeah, that's right. Marky Mark. People of color love slaves too. They love them so much that they had some. Let me stop with the truth. I'm done speaking truth for today. Maybe tomorrow I'll just start lying and see how that goes. Great live stream, people. That was my Woman King review. I mean, I wouldn't caution. I think people should watch it. I think every black person in America should watch that movie because it shows what we come from and it shows part of what really happened. So I do recommend it. You can wade through the woke shit. But yeah, look at this. Look what you came from. So what's going on now? Thank you guys, everyone in the comment section. Thank you for your comments, your questions, your super chats, everything. You watching, you listening. You got me on in the background while you're doing chores or driving or something. Thank you. Appreciate it. You were great. I was great. We were great. And don't worry, I already got shit lined up for tomorrow. They won't stop, guys. They just won't stop. Great, because they give me a reason to hang out with you guys every day. I love you. I told myself I wouldn't cry. But thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Kids are out of school early today, so I'm going to go kick it with them. Got soccer practice today. I got to buy my son something. Proud of him for scoring his goal in soccer. Go get some ice cream or something. Heir to the Ron. Aaron. Thank you very much for the Hamilton. It says, even the Bible says dark-skinned people enslaved dark-skinned people, especially Deuteronomy 28, 64 through 68, chapter 28, verses 64 through 68. Yeah, everybody was doing it. Slave trading was like coke in the 80s. Everybody was doing it. It was everywhere. It's how things were done. The homies would have been fools not to partake. They tried it and were like, no thanks. Not enough money. It just blows my mind how people can just totally overlook that. No. It doesn't matter how they got on the slave ships. We'll just start at the part where they got to America. We'll just start there. But what about the beginning of the story? And that's like telling your kids a story and you skip past the once upon a time. You're telling your kids the story of Goldilocks, and you just start with, this porridge is too hot, said Goldilocks. Wait, hold on. Goldilocks, who is she? Porridge? Where is she? Who is this woman? Exactly. People, can't wait to see you tomorrow. Shit's crazy. Say it with me, damn it. You know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Utilize the Linktree link. Get your ass over to JerichoGreen.net and mygreengear.com. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.